Hi everybody, Dr. Jen here. Today's tip for building intrinsic motivation is about the limits we have to set on our kids. So I think if we all reflect on our kids, we could probably see that if we let them do whatever they wanted all day long, they probably have a pretty high level of intrinsic motivation to do those things. You know, if we let them just choose everything about everything they're doing all day, we probably wouldn't struggle with intrinsic motivation. But life requires us to set limits. As parents, in class, there's lots of limits that need to be set as we raise our children. So how do we set those limits without damaging their intrinsic motivation to do different tasks? And one way that the research shows we can do this is by setting informational limits instead of controlling limits. So, you know, if they look at a grade 1-2 class and they're doing a painting activity, in that type of a research environment, they find that if they set controlling limits on the child, if they tell them how and everything about the nature of the task they have to do, those children lose their intrinsic motivation to do that task. If they set informational limits where they're letting students know why we do things in a certain way, it doesn't have the same effect on their intrinsic motivation. In fact, it helps them to develop that intrinsic desire to do something. They still have some room for creativity within the task they're doing, even though there's limits. So think information when you're setting limits for your children instead of controlling their behavior. And this will really help to stimulate their intrinsic motivation.